Okay, let's try this again. So this is where we're starting with Flappy Bird 3. I think actually, let's go ahead and change this to number 4 so that when I save it, I don't like ruin any of my progress. So let's go ahead and save that, run it. Okay, so what we've got here is basically a bird, and it's a ball, and it's falling, and we've got a pipe, and it's a beautiful little purple pipe. And we actually want this pipe, and this is what we're going to do today. We're going to move that pipe to the left. When it gets to a certain spot, we want to be able to add another pipe and continue moving them to the left, and after it leaves the screen, we want to get rid of that pipe. So effectively, I mean, depending on where on the screen we want to add a new pipe, we could have anywhere between 1 and 3 pipes on the screen. I'm thinking would be a reasonable number, just looking at the width of that particular pipe. But you know, like, what if somebody goes crazy and we want to just add all the pipes, all of the pipes, right? So we're not going to worry too much about how many pipes, because we want to set up a situation where right now our code here of our pipe x, right? That's just one pipe, and this function drop pipe is just for one pipe. It's using this variable, and there's only one of those variables. What we actually want to do is to kind of set up an array of pipes, and so let's do that, right? There's a var pipe, and then equals 2 square brackets like that means an array. So effectively, we've set up array of pipes. Boom. Yeah, it's that simple. Now we have an array. Our job is done. Not quite. We want that array. Each pipe in that array needs to have some specific variables that are specific to just that pipe. For example, this pipe is going to have a different x position or an x value. It's going to be in a different spot horizontally on the screen than some other pipe. Also, where the gap starts right here is going to be different. The gap width is going to be the same for all of the pipes, but where it starts, it might start here, it might start up here, it might start down there. That starting spot for the gap is going to be different for every pipe. And so those are two things that are going to be different for every single pipe. And those two things don't need to be known about by any of the other pipes. Pipe A doesn't need to know what X position pipe B is at. It just doesn't matter. And so we might also want to put this function draw pipe into kind of like a pipe element, or something like that, so that, or a object probably, so that you know, it can refer to the particular x value or the particular height value. So as I'm looking at that variable and this variable are going to become very specifically pipe array variables. And so let's go ahead and set up what's called a constructor. Really, it's going to be a function like MakePipe, and that MakePipe function is going to create a pipe for that. Well, it's going to create a pipe with the correct variables or the correct types of variables. And so let's go ahead and do this. Let's go var. No, let's go, sorry. Let's go function. MakePipe. MakePipe sounds like a good function. Capital P for pipe. Yeah, there we go. My mouse was over the text. And then we're not going to pass anything into this function. We're going to tab it in so that it looks pretty. And we're going to go this dot capital X. And right here where we're using this, right, because we're setting up as an array, we want to be able to later on say pipe, you know, 3 dot X. Yeah, and that's going to be the X value for that particular pipe. So we're using this. And we're going to set it equal to, you know, we want all the pipes when they start, we want them all to be over here on the right side of our screen, which happens to be CVS, that's the canvas dot width. All right, and that'll be fine for the X. Now we also want to have a this dot what's the variable name up here we used th? What does th stand for? Pipe th, probably top height or something like that. Yeah, probably top height. Let's just go ahead and call it height, you know, and that'll be where our gap starts. I mean, we could call it gap start. We could call it gap. Yeah, we could call it gap, but we've got a pipe gap, right? That's going to be used a little bit later. The height, I think, sounds fine. Let's just call it height. Height, H-E-I-G-H-T, E-I. There we go, E-I-G-H-T. That's better. Is going to equal. Now, for this, like right now, we could put 100 in here, right? And they would all come in at 100. But we actually, like the fun part about Flappy Bird is that that height changes every time. And even here, it says we're going to randomize this in the future. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We are living in the future now. So let's just do that. How do we get a random number? That's right. We just do random numbers. It's math.random. Oh, random. That's how we get a random number. Now, we actually want a special kind of random number. We want a whole number. We don't want, you know, half a pixel or a third of a pixel. We just want pixels. And so we want a whole number. So we're going to do a little bit of math here to it. We're going to go capital M dot floor, and we're going to do the math random inside of the math floor. So the math random actually returns like a decimal number, and the math dot floor is going to take that decimal number and just basically round it down. I think it just rounds it down. It could honestly just get rid of all of the decimals, but I'm pretty sure it's not ever going to round it up. So yeah, I think it just like a 6.8 is going to become a 6, but don't quote me on that. I don't care if it rounds up. I don't care if it rounds down. And I don't care if it truncates. I just want a whole number. Math.floor gives me a whole number. Yeah. Now, we also want that's a function call, so you have to have the things there. We want this random number to be between 0, which is the top of our canvas, and the bottom of our canvas right here. But we actually don't want it to be all the way at the bottom, because if we start this top right here, then we don't have any gap for our bird to fall through or fly through. So we actually want to be basically this plus this, so that like it can only go to the bottom minus the gap, right? And so we're going to multiply it by the canvas height, E-I-G-H-T, minus the pipe, and we called it pipe gap up there, so we're going to use that same variable name here, and that is going to give us a random number between 0, which is the top, right, and wherever this is, which is the bottom of the canvas minus the pipe gap, so that we'll always have room for the gap on the top and the gap on the bottom, and the gap can show up anywhere between them. And then we also, and this is the fun part, see down here, right, here's our draw pipe function. And this draw pipe function is fine if we just want to draw one pipe, but if we want to draw every pipe, if we want to be able to say like pipe 2 dot draw pipe, that needs to be a function inside of this. So we're going to go this dot draw pipe. Get rid of my mouth. Get a mouse. There we go. There's our draw pipe. We're going to make this equal a function. It's not going to take any parameters, and we're going to basically take this code right here. That's mine now. I mean, it was mine before, but we're going to paste it in here, and let's tab it all in so it looks pretty. Why is there a red dot here? What's up with it? You expected to see a closing parenthesis, but instead you saw a curly bracket or a semicolon. Well, okay, so here's our opening parenthesis. Yeah, here's our opening close right there. Opening close right there. Yeah, I should have an extra closing parenthesis. You're totally right. My red dot is gone. Much better. Thank you, red dot. Okay, so here's my draw pipe function. Now my pipe X doesn't exist anymore, right? We got rid of it. We kind of commented it out. So we're actually going to be calling it this dot X, just like we did up here, right? We set the variable using it down here. And our pipe th, again, we've gotten rid of pipe th. It is now called this.height. So copy this.height, paste this.height, get rid of that extra space. We're reading through here. Here's another pipe.x or pipe x, so it's going to be a this.x. And that's going to change. The reason we're using this, right, is because the height is going to change and the position of it is going to change on the screen. So by using the this.height and the this.x, we're able to use those variables where we want them. Yeah, which is what we want. And that should be good, but it also means that this whole function right here is kind of obsolete now. We're not going to need that function. So instead of just deleting it right now, we're going to turn that whole thing into a comment. So it's a big multi-line comment right there. We're going to leave that. When you're doing your code, I'm leaving this in here for the demonstration for the video. And I'm going to leave this in here when I save it for you to like see the code. But when you send me your jazz fiddle, I would like you to get rid of these comments, right? This doesn't need to be there. This line right here, when we've commented out these variables, we don't need those, okay? These other comments that are like bottom pipe, top pipe, set up array of pipes, that's fine. You can leave those comments. But anywhere we're, like right down here, we've got these, I don't know, var, fg, oh, foreground. We haven't done a foreground yet. Pipe top or a pipe B and a pipe T. Yeah, we don't need that. You just get rid of those comments. Don't add them to your code. Okay. So now that we've gotten rid of our draw pipe, it looks like we're going to need to go into our update right here. Draw pipe doesn't exist anymore. So what we're going to want to do instead of draw pipe is basically take our pipe. Right now we have a pipe 0, right? We made a pipe 0. Oh, we haven't made a pipe 0 yet. We haven't made a pipe 0. Let's make a pipe 0. Just to start things off, just to kick it off, you know? Let's go pipe 0 equals, and this is how we make a new pipe. Are you ready for this? New make pipe, capital P pipe. And that should have the, nope, not 90. There we go. That will make a new pipe. All of this will get bloop, and it'll become a pipe 0. So we have an array of pipes, and every pipe that gets made in this way with new make pipe will be a new pipe, and it's going to have all the same code. And we've randomized these variables. Well, we haven't randomized that variable. This x equals canvas width. It's always going to start over there. We'll change that. Don't worry. But we have randomized the height of the variable, or the little gap for our birdie to fly through, and that should be good, and that should be good. So they all have a thing. So now instead of pipe draw pipe, we can actually do a pipe 0 dot, probably draw pipe. Yeah, draw pipe. I think it's just like that. So we don't need this draw pipe. We can get rid of that. If I run this, it should look exactly the same, right? Oh, fantastic! We've broken something. That's not a problem. Let's go ahead and inspect it. Where's our error? Math.for is not a function. Well, of course, math.for is not a function. It should be math.floor. It should have an L there. Let's go ahead and run it. Okay, we don't need that open anymore. Our pipes aren't showing up. That's a little disappointing that our pipes are not showing up. And 100 for that, and let's run it. Okay, so then let's do this dot x, run it. Yeah, and it no longer shows up. which is not interesting. It's not interesting at all. Dudes, hold on, let me put this code back. You know how like our pipe isn't showing up? Yeah, it's because right here, it's the canvas width. If we set that to 200, it shows up just fine, people. Freaking out over nothing. Let's just put that back. Again, canvas.width. That's what we were expecting to see. I don't know why I freaked out. We're not expecting to see a pipe. The pipe is literally right here. We can't. Oh, sometimes. It's okay, Steven. It's okay. You know what? Let's just keep going. Okay, everything's working. It's not busted. It doesn't work because we haven't told it how to work yet. But it's not busted. So let's come down right back to this beautiful update function. Now that's fine for just one pipe, right? But we've been talking, and we can clearly see our pipe isn't moving very well. So let's fix this. Let's do a thing here really quick. Let's just add some blank space around these things, and let's do a moving of this pipe really quick. So pipe 0 dot x minus equals 1. Okay, so what this is going to do is that every time it draws the pipe, it's then going to change the value of x by -1, so it's going to move to the left. So if we run this, we're going to have a pipe. I should have just added that line. This is exactly what we want. I mean, close to what we want. We have a pipe, it's moving across the screen. This is 1/3 of what we want. We need to now add a new pipe when that pipe gets to a certain spot, and when first pipe leaves the screen, we need to get rid of it, right? So if we're going to put an if statement here, if parenthesis pipe 0 dot x equals, well, let's say 50. Why the heck not? That's kind of a magic number. I just pulled it out of my hat. But you can change 50 to a different number. Okay, and in fact, you should. So when you're doing your own code and you give it to me, that should not be a 50. Okay, it should be some other number, not 50. We're going to tab this in. If it equals 50, then we want a new pipe. So let's go pipe dot push. Yeah, because that's how arrays work. We can just make a new pipe. And we want a new MakePipe. Like this and like that. So that's going to add a new pipe, and we're just going to, and this effectively is going to make a pipe 1, right? Because, yeah, which is good. And then we'll have a new pipe. And then that new pipe won't show up because we would need to like go pipe 1. We're at the point where we kind of need a loop, yeah. But also we want to get rid of our pipe, right? If pipe 0 dot x is less than like the pipe width, the negative pipe width, right? Because like after it's passed, we don't need it anymore. We could make it, you know what, let's just make it 0. Let's keep it simple for ourselves. Then we can go pipe dot, and I think this one, so there's a couple of things that we can do with arrays. We can push, we can add things to the end of it, we can push it. We can pop things off the end of it, but we can also do this cool thing called shift, where we like yank the first item away and everything else kind of slides down. And generally, the way that we've set this up is that the first item in our array is going to be the one closest to the left side of the screen. And so if it hits the left side of the screen, it's definitely the first one, so we can just shift it. Pipe.shift, just like that. And yeah, now if we run this, we still only get one pipe, and our next pipe shows up, but it's over here, it's not changing, and then our last pipe just kind of disappears right there. Oh, and now our new pipe is moving because it is suddenly becoming that first pipe. Yay! hey, this is great, but I'd like them to try to like do it more. And so we can actually do a little for loop here. For var I equals 0, and then we can go as long as I is less than pipe.length, which is the length of the array. So if our pipe is 2, it'll just do it twice. And then I++, then we're counting by 1. We do all of this, all of that. Now let's go ahead and shift this stuff. Oh no, shift this stuff in. Okay, that's good. And we can replace these zeros with the variable I. Bye-bye, 0, hello, I. Oh, nope. Keep deleting things, and I shouldn't be. I. And here's an I. And here is an I. And now it's going to check. And it's going to draw multiple pipes on the screen too. So check this out. Let's run it. Okay, yeah, I broke things. Why? Why are you mad at me? Console. Oh, okay. Unexpected token, opening curly bracket. Oh, well, yeah, that's because we have an opening and a closing curly bracket right next to each other. Thank you, very helpful, IDE. I did not want that closing curly bracket. I added my own. What's this little red dot mean? It's missing a semicolon. Really? Oh, yeah, check that out. No, this is okay. I think it's okay. Well, maybe it's not okay. Let's see. Let's add a semicolon there. Does that help at all? No, I guess it doesn't. What's my error, my good friend? Show me my error. Console, unexpected token, opening curly bracket. On line 102. Well, can you show me what 102 looks like? No, you can't. So now I have to go check all of these things. This is matchy with that. I'm good. This is matchy with that. That one matches there. This one. Oh, hold on a second. That says unmatched semicolon. Oh, you know what? Let's tab all of this stuff in. I mean, why the heck not? And this is a, hold on, what does that say? Unmatched opening curly bracket, function update. It matches down here. That's where that matches. Semicolon on those lines. This little error has an expected an assignment or function call instead, and so on. Oh, guys, it's right there. That should be a square bracket. It was a curly bracket and now a square bracket. Now if I run it, yeah, things are better. Okay, and hopefully when it gets to here, a new one shows up and starts coming down. Yes, that's great. Now it kind of goes away, and you see how it kind of glitches right there on both the left and the right one. It's glitching just a little bit for that one little frame because of the shift stuff, and I think I'm okay with the glitch, but I don't like it disappearing from the big, like, all the way over here. I want it to like leave the screen fluidly, so I'm not going to shift it unless it's less than the pipe W, a negative pipe W, and that's this variable all the way up here, which is the pipe W, and now it's going to go that far past, which means that the right side of this pipe is going to leave the screen, and then it's going to disappear. Let's run that. We're still going to see the little glitch over on the second one as it's coming. See, nice, smooth, and then there's that little glitch. But again, I think I'm okay with that. And now we have our pipes coming in. We can go ahead and where's my section of code right here, line 70 for me. I can change that 50 to another number. Let's go ahead and make it a 100. Ooh, 100. Run that, and it should show up here. Yeah, they're closer together now, right? Let's go ahead and make it 150. I want to get it kind of like ridiculous. Let's run it. Here's 150. There's 2 pipes on the screen. There's 3 pipes on the screen. Okay, let's make it a 200. Oh, 200. Run it. There's a pipe. There's a pipe. Oh, yeah. Now, see this. This is insane mode. Right? We can actually even make it What is the canvas height? Well, let's go 250. It looks like we're just playing with it, right? Run it. Okay, there's 250, and our next one is showing up exactly right afterwards. So this is just not even playable, right? And more than 250, and I'll bet it starts to overlap. Let's make it 75. We run that, and they're going to start overlapping. They're just tiny little things. You can barely even see the gaps, which is kind of cute, I guess. Look at that little gap right there. They're just too close together, you know, just too close together. And I mean, I didn't do it, you know. Let's make that just a 75, then let's run that. It's less, it's not too much less. In fact, let's run it, let's try and play it. I mean, I don't have collision detection yet, but I can totally play this game, right? Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm so good at this. Look at this. This is practically fun already. So we've got you know, we've got to add the collision detection next video, and maybe a score, you know, next video. That'd be nice too. But for now, I feel like this is a good place to stop. So thanks for playing. Remember to make the changes to the comments when you give me your code, and yeah, have a great day. Don't forget to ask questions and all that good stuff.